We are at Corliss Brothers with Deb Lambert, garden author, and a little bit of a different scene here, Deb. Usually we got all kinds of greens and color. Here we are in the middle of November. How are you?
We still got something to look at. There's plenty of things going on now. It's kind of that betwixt and between season, in between the holidays and coming up to Thanksgiving, gearing up for the Christmas season, obviously, and all the beautiful trees and all that are available, which we can take a peek at today.
All right, get us started.
All right, on the way in to this area, I'd like to just stop over here for a moment to talk about the roses. And although we recommend not cutting back the roses, obviously things that are in pots that we're moving out, they would cut back at this point, but they're ready to go still, even this late in the season. And as long as folks plant them so that the junction where all the stems come together here, that's called the graft union. We want that bud union or that graft union about 2 inches below the soil, the top of that. So we'd be planting this rose about up to here when we actually set it in. And the best way to get a rose through the winter is to plant it properly in the first place. And that's why I kind of wanted to add that in. As we discuss things coming up for winter and all that, and getting our plants through the winter in good shape, it's an important thing to mention. But those can come through just fine. After the ground freezes, a little bit of salt marsh hay, and they should be good to go. But as we look around here, as we're first entering the bedding department, we've got some nice little scenarios set up. And one of my favorites is this little living room area, if you will, a little outdoor living room. Boy, this is a morning when we could use a little fire in that chimney.
Yeah, today we could. It's in the 30s right now, yeah.
Early. But as we look around, we can see all the beautiful specimens, evergreen specimens, and there'll be more coming down. And as I don't know if you can get a long shot, but way down there, the Colorado blue spruce and the really big specimens.
Yeah, let me zoom in on that. Yeah,
there's some gorgeous stuff down there too, and the bigger things. And actually, this is the best time of year, although selections are limited on other materials. It still continues to be a great time of year to do planting, but it is a wonderful time of year if you're particularly looking for an evergreen specimen like an Alberta spruce, which we have over here, the dwarf Alberta spruces. We have many different sizes of these. These are spectacular plants, all the way down to little mini ones that we have in little red pots there. So if somebody wants to start out small, that's certainly a great way to go.
Now the minis will grow to full size?
Well, a full size on a dwarf Alberta is going to be eventually in the 20-foot range. It takes years and years.
Good heavens.
They grow an inch a year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a long-term thing. So that may be something you're leaving for generations to come. But you enjoy it in the short term as a fairly small plant. And there are some that even grow a half an inch a year. There are some very dwarf Albertas. So there are some nice choices to be made, especially if you have a limited space in the landscape. But this time of year, as far as the Colorado blue spruce, the Fat Albert blue spruce.
Fat Albert?
Fat Albert, it's a great plant. It's more compact growing and has that beautiful steely blue color. It's a wonderful plant, and it's smaller growing. It grows in the 15, maybe 20-foot range. And whereas the Colorado blue spruce will be up in the 50, 60-foot range, so it's a lot more manageable in the smaller landscape. And again, because it's considered a dwarf or semi-dwarf, it is going to be slower growing, much more manageable. So those are there are a wonderful range of plants to look for this time of year. And if somebody is indeed thinking of setting up a row of spruce as a windbreak, this is a wonderful time to find a great selection. And you're going to find Norway spruce, usually the firs, the Douglas fir, many different firs that we carry as well. Nordman fir is my particular favorite that I have put in. It's a great plant. But if you're looking to set up a windscreen or a windbreak, it's a great time of year to find accessibility to that material, even as opposed to spring. We always have a wonderful selection come fall, so it's a nice thing. And whether or not you're thinking of keeping one inside temporarily as a living Christmas tree and then transplanting it out after Christmas, which is quite a project. It's great. It's a nice tradition to start. Or if you're just thinking of setting up a row as a windbreak, it's a great time of year to access this great material.
All right, with the garden author from Corliss Brothers in Ipswich, I'm Rick Moore.